Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name is Satish. So in the previous video, we have discussed about the Streamlit installation, text element, status elements, and then the input widgets. In this video, I would like to show you how to read the official documentation of the Streamlit, and then Streamlit is providing a wonderful playground. So you don't have to install the Streamlit on your system. You can just practice on the web browser itself using it. And then we will be discussing the data elements and then the chat elements. Streamlit.io is the official website of the Streamlit. As soon as you enter the web page, you see the button called Try the Live Playground. You click on it to try the playground. So using this, you do not have to install the Streamlit in your laptop. You can practice here itself. The Streamlit itself is providing some example here. For example, simple hello button and then the chats, data frame and LLM chat, etc. So you can choose any one of them or you can start with a blank. So here the Streamlit is already imported. Then you can start writing your own code. For example, I'm typing Streamlit title. This is playground and it will display over here. Here you go. You can see the output over here. Similarly, you can write anything. Maybe I want to add some caption to it. Caption. This is my caption. And just wait. So it is showing up over here. Right? It's cool, right? So I will show you how to read the official documentation of the Streamlit. You need to click on the docs button over here, and once it is launched, then you need to go to the API reference over here. Then let me reset. So here you can see the text element, data elements, chat elements, all these things we were discussing. The same thing I have written in my utility tool as well. You can see over here in some much cleaner way. Like when you click on the text, it will show what are the main functions in the text elements. Similarly, today we are going to discuss about data elements like the data frame, data editor, table, etc. The same thing you can see over here as well. For example, if you expand this data elements, these are the full list of functions this data elements is having. This is how you can read the official documentation. Okay, now let me share my Visual Studio Code. So in the previous video, we played with myapp.py, and in addition to that, I have added two more CSV files. These files, we will be loading them into the data frame, and I'll show you the example. So let me start creating a new file. Let's name it as a part02.py, and then let me import Streamlit. Import Streamlit as st. As we are going to deal with the data frame, so let me import pandas as well. Import pandas as pd, and let me read the CSV file into the pandas data frame. Data frame df equals to pd dot read CSV, and then let's give the name of the file sample products.csv. Let me double check the name of the file is correct or not. It's a sample underscore products.csv. That's correct. And once we read it, all we need to do is just put it in the Streamlit data frame. That's all. So let's start the Streamlit application. Streamlit run part02. It should open up a web page over here. As you can see, the data in the CSV file loaded up in the web page. Okay, so it is having the columns like a product, price, in stock, rating, and sales last 6 months, the website address, and then image URL. This is pretty basic, right? Let's add some more details to it. Maybe let me start adding one title over here. Title, data elements, exploration, and then let's save the file. It will add the title over here. So it detected file is changed. Let me click on always rerun. So it added the data elements exploration. Now if you see, it is showing the index as well. You can turn off this index with a parameter called hide index equal to true. So it should remove that index from here. If you remember from the previous video, we have multi-select, select and different input widgets, right? We can incorporate those input widgets in this data frame and we can implement a filter functionality. So let me choose a multi-select over here, and then let me give the name of the field as a select the product, and then the options will be either we can give laptop, mouse, keyboard here, but if it is a dynamic table, it's better to give the dynamic values over here. So let's give df, and the column name is product. So it will display all the values from product to column in the search option. See, pretty cool, right? You can select something like this. Keyboard. All right. So here we have added the multi-select, but we did not link these values to our data frame. Let's do that now. So here we need to capture the output of this multi-select. Let's assign it to a variable name called selected products. And then we can filter our df over here. Let's bring this to new line so that it will be nicely indented. Here in the data frame, we need to filter with where data frame product value is in selected products. Yeah. Now let's rerun the file. See, it is filtered now. Let's remove laptop. So it got removed like this. But there is a one problem with this one. If you clear all of them, it doesn't show anything on the page. In order to solve this, we can add a simple if loop. If selected products is present, then do this one, else just simply display a complete data frame. Perfect. So if you are not chosen anything, then it will show everything, and if you have selected any one of them, then it will filter only that particular one. So now I'll explain another function in the data elements, which is a table, ht.table, which is very similar to data frame, but the only difference is here you can sort these things and you can do a lot of operations out of the box, right? Let's say sort this one, this one, this one. But with a table, it will just print the static data. You cannot sort or do anything over here. And also with the data frame, you can also do a search from here. You can search with anything like a text store or keyboard. It will just highlight in this red color. Let's say if I want to search for a number 1200, it is showing up here. Okay. And also you can click on a download over here. It will download the CSV file. See, it is asking for a download. So that is the difference between table and data frame. Let me comment this out. So now let me explain another important function in the data elements. It is called a column config. The use of column config is, for example, here, let's say you have a column called product. Whenever you hover, you want to display some kind of a help text, or here you have a list of elements. Instead of this list, if you want to show a graph, or here you have a link, but it is not clickable. You cannot click on it, right? And also here you have an image. Instead of this image URL, if you want to display the actual image over here, all these things we can do with the column configs. So for that, we need to start with our configuration. So I'm calling it as a column configuration. It is just a variable name. You can call it whatever you want. And then it accepts the dictionary values over here. So here it will take the name of the column, which is a product. And then I want to transform this as a column config. The name of the column, I'm going to give it as a product name. And then the help text, I'm going to give it as a This is the product name, and then okay, here we need to mention what the type of the column, like a text column. For now, keep the configuration simple. So I'm going to add another data frame. This is the option value. So column config equal to our variable name, column configuration. Let's save this one and see. So nothing changed here, right? But if you hover over this one, you can see the help text. This is the product name. Similarly, let me add a line chart for this sales last 6 months column. Let me go over to our variable and then add another one called sales last. So let's put this as a line graph, column config, and then line chart column, and then the label sales over last 6 months. Let's see how does it look. See, instead of this raw data, we converted it into nice graph. Similarly, let's convert this website to clickable URL. Let me add another column over here. It's a website, and then st.column config, and then the name of the function will be link column. Let's give it as website only. Then now you can click on these values. So here in the original data frame, it is a plain text, but here it turned as a URL. Okay. And if you scroll to the right, let's convert these image URLs to the actual image. Let me go to it, put a comma, then image, let's give it as a column config dot image column and call it as an image. So you can see here there are nice images are getting displayed here. Not only this, there are several functions available in the column configurations. You can see the full list in the documentation. So as I said, go to docs and then click on API reference and then click on data elements over here. Then you can expand the column config and then you can see the full list over here. Okay. Now let me bring this to the left hand side and show here. As of now, we are seeing only the data over here, right? We are not editing it. So there is another function called st.data-editor, which will give us the flexibility to edit the data. If you see here, I have saved it. Let me click on rerun. Then you can see the edit buttons over here, and then you can just maybe laptop 2 enter over here, and maybe the price you can change it to 1300 or something like that. You can perform all kind of operations, and you can capture this edited data in another data frame, maybe edited data equal to, and then you can print that edited data frame dot edited data over here. See, you can print over it here. I would like to show you another function called a metric. Let's say if you want to display humidity or temperature, those kind of metrics, and the metrics accepts label. Let's give it as a temperature, and then the value equal to, maybe it's pretty hot now, let's give 91 degree Fahrenheit, and then the delta is like how much it changed from the previous day or previous value. Let me give it changed 3 degree Fahrenheit, then it will display something like this. Okay, and if you give a negative values in the delta, it will show you the negative trend. Here I have hard coded the values but in reality we will fetch these values from some API or something and then we'll display in our page. So with this we are done with the data elements. Let us start with the chart elements. Let me put a divider over here. Chart elements st.divider just to display the division between the previous section. Let me click on rerun. Cool. For the chart elements, I would like to import the world population data and show a graph how each country's population is growing along the years. So let me put a title over here. World population exploration, and then let's read the data frame. I'm calling it as a population equal to pd.read_csv, and then world population, and just print this data set in our page. st.dataframe, and then give the population. Save it. You should see the data set now. You can see here the year is coming in the first column and followed by each country name and the respective population according to that particular year. Here I want to read this year as a index instead of the default index. So let me do that. So that, yeah, this is the index and we have the all country data as a columns over here. Okay, so let me start with line chart and then just give the data frame over here, population, and just save it. We should see a graph now. See, all countries graphs are here now. In case if you want to add a filter to this one, we can do that. Let's say selected countries equal to population dot columns dot to list. We need to take that as a list, so I'm converting that as a to list. Oh, sorry, we need to put it in a data multi select, and then let's give it as a select countries, and then give options as this one. Perfect. This should work now. Yeah, here are the options. Let's say if you want to choose United States, you can filter it out, but we did not link this selected countries to our data frame. Let's do that. You can put it as a selected countries. This is if selected countries is existing, else df. Okay, so this is the data for United States, and if you want to choose another country, then you can choose them. Let's say maybe if you want to choose China, you can choose them. And let's do the same filter for graphs as well. Let me copy this part and put it on the graph as well. Let me replace with the same thing. Yeah, you can see the dark blue is China, light blue is India, and the red color one is United States. So here you can see the growth of United States and the India and China. The relevant data also we can see it over here. So instead of line chart, you can also create a bar chart. The options will be same, only the function will change, like a bar chart over here. So this is the year by year bar chart graph, or maybe if you want to put an area chart. So there are several functions available. Maybe let me show you that. If you go to the documentation, and then if you look, let me minimize this one, and if you look for chart elements, These are all the type of chats available, like a area chat, bar chart, the line chart which we have seen, and also it has a map as well. But the map will accept the latitude and longitude as a input variables over here. For example, you see there is a latitude and a longitude we need to provide, and then it will show a map like this. Zoom in, zoom out the map. And also it directly accepts PyPlot, Plotly, and several other charts as well. So let me do a quick recap what we have learned in the video. We have explored the Streamlit official documentation, and then we have explored the playground of the Streamlit, and then we have seen the data elements. Within the data elements, we have seen the column configuration, and then we have explored the chat elements. In the next video, I would like to show you the chat elements by using which we can create a ChatGPT kind of chat interface where user can enter their prompt and then we can display the system generated messages as well. That's gonna be super cool. I hope you are liking this video. If so, please consider subscribing.